Welcome to the first ever Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games. We are here at the CATF, where 24 up-and-coming skate and BMX athletes will throw down right here in this brand new competition hosted by Hot Wheels. These athletes are young, they're very talented, they're fierce, they're hungry for some success, but they're not quite old enough to compete at Nitro World Games just yet. So we've designed this competition to see who is the best of the best in each one of their upcoming fields. Welcome everyone. My name is Jimmy Coleman, sitting here in the booth alongside Corbin Harris. And man, what a better place to do this than the CATF facility. I mean, this is an epic expanse of concrete that we have out here before us.
Yeah, Jimmy, you said it before. This is a world-class facility for both BMX and skate. It doesn't get any bit better than this, and we're going to see, you know, some of the best junior guys in the world battle it out at this contest.
Well, we've got Skate Street, we've got Skate Park, and we're about to see BMX Park right here. And this is awesome. I said 24 athletes. We break them up. There's 8 athletes per competition, and they had a chance to come out here yesterday and ride this facility with none other than Ryan Nyquist up there on your right-hand side. It's him, Rich King, and Mark Lucy, who are our 3 judges out here today. But let's take a look back to yesterday and some of that advice Ryan was giving to the boys.
Or under 16 years old to even listen at all, that's something.
Well, at that particular point in time, that was Mark Lucy, our head judge, that was explaining to them how this is all going to go down and what they were looking for. He was basically telling them, like, hey, you know what? Don't get out there and just do one crazy run. Don't feature just 1 or 2 tricks. We want to see everything. We want to see how you ride in that entire jam session. And basically, the words out of Mark's mouth were, we want to see the overall type of rider that you are. You know, 8 years old, and he's also going for style points out here because he showed up yesterday in practice business cash. He was wearing a button-up shirt and a tie. Well, let's talk about the format. We're going to have 8 riders in the field out here today. So basically, they're going to get an intro run, as you saw on the start list. They're going to go in order. So it's a 30-second run time. If you fall, then the run's done. Otherwise, you've got 30 seconds. There'll be a horn that blows, and then you have to get out of the bowl. After we've gone through all 8 of them, giving them their intro run, so to speak, that's when things get really crazy because we start the 20-minute jam session clock.
Let's get into it.
So Brendan Powell getting things started out of Hurricane, Utah. Again, they get a full 30 seconds. And he starts off going over the layback bank wall there, I should say, with the tuck no-hander in the gap. But it's crazy to watch how these guys go with that. Oh, he did 3 times around the triple whip. So a tail whip. The frame of the bike spins around, the body and the handlebars are stationary. He sends that around 3 times over that volcano.
It seemed to just keep on getting away from him, that bike on that one.
Well, he carves through this corner right here to line up to get to that volcano right there. And, I mean, you need some hang time to do 3 tail whips in one jump there. Wow.
So we see the replay on that one. There it comes around for the 3rd time. The bike just getting away from him on that.
So we're in the middle of Caden Stone's intro run here out of Lake Elsinore, which is just up the road. He did a tail whip to bar spin, and there's a triple whip into the layback bank wall. The tail whip to bar spin, we missed that one because we were looking at the replay there from Brendan, but he's off to a great start here.
Jimmy, what are the judges looking for in these intro runs? Are you really just trying to lay it down and make sure they know who you are?
Pretty much at this point, those guys are taking notes like we were talking about, and Mark told everybody yesterday with the strategy. They want to see what you do in the overall impression, if you will. And basically what's going on now, there was a flare right there. That's a backflip with a 180.
Here we have the replay on that. Wrapping things up as we are looking on to our next rider.
Sean Curlis with a big turn down. The turn down, you turn the front tire down towards the flat bottom right there, clicking into that one. And oh my goodness, a twofer right there, Corbin, with the flip whip. It's a backflip with a tail whip.
Nearly hanging up on that little backside one there, still holding on to it and remaining with a lot of speed.
So it turned down over the hip, so you've seen it on 2 different sides of the course with a double tail whip into that layback bank wall. And it was a wild style right there because he doesn't whip the frame around super fast. It's kind of a casual, slow roller. Some confidence right there out of Sean Curlis. Sean from Tehachapi, just up there in the high desert. So there's the backflip with the tail whip. There's a lot going on in that trick. You've got a vertical rotation, and then you've got the frame of the bike spinning around right there. Catches that one. So we got Adler Cromer. Now, this guy has got a deep, deep arsenal of tricks. He's got some pop. The height's definitely there, but he's got some pretty wild transfers, so watch out. You're about to see some high energy action going down. Look how fast he's going into that layback bank wall, up over the CATF logo right there.
I was speaking to Rich King, one of the judges, before, as he does that huge transfer. He said that this kid's style is one of the best out there for sure.
Look at that, popping off of the spine, drifting blindside off the gap into that vert wall there, and kind of an underflip, if you will. I mean, this is a massive, massive run for him. Oh my goodness, the bar 180. His right hand slipped off the grip, and he still put that one down. That was epic. I mean,
how did he hold on to that?
I have no earthly idea, but I had to see that again because, I mean, it's gnarly enough doing a 180 over a box jump, and you're spinning the bars, but then your hand comes off.
And also, did you see on it, he plugged out, nearly landed halfway down the transition.
That was actually, compared to what we saw yesterday, that was one of the better ones. He was landing to flat yesterday, and watching him do it, it was hurting my ankles and wrists just watching it. Watch the right hand. Oh, it never grabbed until the last possible second. Adler Cromer, someone should go get that guy a Powerball ticket right now because luck is on your side, sir. That was wow.
He's looking quietly confident over there with that one, and you would too after having your first run dialed in like that.
I meant to do that. He's just chilling over there. I'm sweating bullets for you there, Adler, but well played, sir.
My introductory run, nailed it.
It was insane. I mean, to do that over that box jump, and whenever you're reaching down and your hands flubbing for the grip, that's always a scary, scary moment right there.
Right now, dropping in, we have Max Vu carrying a lot of speed.
So he's got style for miles there with that tabletop one-footer and getting in the mix with some lip tricks with the high speed, a double peg grind, and onto the volcano there. Oh, with the rocket air. So the rocket air, the feet come off the pedals, and you go to those back pegs.
Jimmy, how important is it in this course to try and hit every obstacle?
Well, that's one of those things that, I mean, use of course is definitely one of those things that those judges are going to be looking for. You know, you've got with the box jump or the volcano, if you will, and you've got those two vert walls over there. You kind of like, sometimes you can get lost in there kind of doing a lot of box jump tricks and just using that back and forth line. But the judges want to see everything. They want to see you using those corners. And the corners are key for these guys because that's how you build up some speed, some momentum to get some of these bigger tricks over that volcano.
So you see, there's the transfer right there.
That's a crazy one too because it's weird. You've got that line of sight. You're looking at that giant metal pole, and you're thinking, all right, I don't want to clip that thing. But then on top of that, you're landing at the bottom of the transition there, and it kills all your speed. But
maybe that's just us because we're not 16 years old. I don't think a 16-year-old is thinking about that pole right there.
Every time I saw him try that yesterday, I was like, oh, man, watch out for that thing. And he's no problem.
Up next, we have Ryder Lawrence.
Now look at where he starts from, up on top of that vert extension with the double peg stall. Coming over the spine. Haven't seen too much use out of that spine, but he's got that air transfer, little pocket gap from that Nitro Junior Games extension.
Really whipping around this course.
Look at that little Steez kick out, taking it the wrong way. I guess it's not necessarily, there is no wrong way over the volcano. Take your pick. I mean, I've seen everyone air over that thing 6 ways to Sunday, but Ryder Lawrence.
Yeah, right on the buzzer there, taking it out. So that will be a flawless run from him.
Putting some style into the mix there. But hold on. Look at I love the tire combo that he's got going on right there. I was like, thought I had old eyes yesterday. I'm like, is that an optical illusion? I'm like, oh, the boa constrictor tires going there. Yeah, see right there, just kicking out. That's like trail style right there. I like
that
it.
Style, yeah. A little flair to it.
Hey, you know what? Mark said it. We want to see your best riding, so why not get out there and steez it out? So 6 riders down here in the intro portion of things, and then we're going to give them a 20-minute jam session. You are looking at Kevin Robinson Jr. right there out of Barrington, Rhode Island.
Creative line to this course right now.
Oh, look at that. He goes for the ET air, giving the pedals a crank as he bunny hops off of the layback bank wall. And look at the lines right here. The style over the volcano, and he's a little bit banged up on his right hand. I don't think he broke the finger. It was dislocated. Him and his mom showed me a picture of the x-ray from a couple weeks ago, and it was the second finger on the right-hand side, and it was just completely cranked over at like a 45-degree angle. It was gnarly. And that's key. I mean, you're trying to hold on to the handlebars and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely. Still having that injury just niggling on you.
You know what? He took a run yesterday and he got out and I was like, hey, Knuckles. And I was like, oh, is that the right? Oh, I'm so sorry. And he was like, it's no big deal.
I mean, if he's landing like that on quarter pipes, I'm sure he can give you Knuckles no problem.
He's super fired up about that run right there. I know he was a little nervous yesterday. It took him a couple runs to get warmed up and get into the flow.
Yeah, Jimmy, do you think most of these riders are nervous, or do you think a lot of them do so many contests that they're used to it?
You know, they were all very steely-eyed yesterday. I mean, everyone was just out there having a good time, and nobody looked fazed by any of this. And now that we're doing this and the cameras are rolling and there's no pressure. They're just out there. It's like they're picking up where they left off yesterday.
And this guy right now, the youngest in the field, he's got the tie and the shirt on. He means business. This is Connor's set.
I told him, be careful. Don't get that tie caught up in the handlebars when you're out there doing your thing, Connor. And he's like, it's not going to be a problem.
He said, don't worry, Jimmy. Just stay out of my way because I got this contest dialed.
He's like, you know what? You go. I don't tell you how it announced. Don't you tell me how to ride a bike, okay? Look at him going, man. The downside one-footer over the hip. So there you go, and a little 270 flyout right there for Connor Stitt.
I mean, 8 years old, doing it here with the Nitro Circus helmet. Wow. He definitely came out of the block swinging. I can't wait to see what he's got now that we're going into the 20-minute jam format. Look at him fly out of that over that ski jump.
The left foot was drifting and was about to not make it back onto the pedal, and he was fighting that one. Nope, not early on. I'm riding away from this. So there you go. Intro runs are over, so we're going to start a 20-minute jam session clock. They will run in the same order, but now the action is go because they're just going to send it now. This is where the judges are going to start looking for certain things. Are you repeating a lot of the same tricks? Are you changing up your line? Are you doing different things? They want to see how you evolve in this jam session.
Jimmy, you've been watching these guys the last 24 hours here with their mentor, Ryan Nyquist, as well. Was he helping him through those?
Oh, my goodness. That was a triple tail whip right there. He tried that to open things up, and he didn't get it around, but he does this time. And, a bar spin flare. A bar flare. So that's a backflip 180 while you're spinning the handlebars. I saw him do that one yesterday, but trying to fire that one off in his second run here. And I got all excited on that triple tail whip, but I completely sandbagged you on your question. I am so sorry, sir.
No. If there's something that you want to get loud for, Jimmy, I'm going to stay out of your way as we go into our second rider in the jam format.
As I said earlier, I just sandbagged you, Corbin. I'm so sorry. Oh, my goodness. The double try. There's a bar spin flare. What is going on?
We are minutes into the 20-minute jam format, and these kids are throwing down already.
This bar spin to the toboggan attempt right there. Oh my goodness, this is the run of runs right now. It's out of control. There's a tail whip to an invert. It's a plethora of bar spins, Corbin.
Is that what you're going to call it here?
Yes. I feel like I just drank 5 cups of coffee watching that 30 seconds of radness.
I know, you were a little slow before that. Now we've really got you amped up.
I was like, what? What just happened?
Yeah, Caden Stone throwing down the 16-year-old as we go into Sean Curlis, 16 years old also.
I mean, this is only the second run and things, still got about 18 minutes of this to go. So there's that style, taking it over the hip, and whoa, the flip whip with the super slow motion rotation. I like it.
He perfectly caught that. Upside down.
It's just, it's not hurried, it's not panicky, it's just a slow, fluid motion, and he made that one look super good.
3 seconds on the clock for this run.
There's the double tail whip into the layback bank wall, so that's 2 solid outings right there for Sean Curlis. I got to talk to him a little bit yesterday too, and he's super pumped to be here. And it was just like riding around and just thanking everybody, like, "Hey, thanks for doing this. Hey, thanks for having us."
He's just stoked to be here. Adler Cromer is in. Another one of the 16-year-old crew with a huge transfer.
Speaking of transfers, off the volcano to the backside of the spine ramp, and then taking it the other way off the side, the opposite side of the spine through that gap. And again, the speed is key for this guy. He just slingshots himself through those corners. And there's that bar spin 180 again. No fumble in the grab this time, and he makes that one.
He just wanted to tell the judges and show them that he has this down, so he can do it twice.
That's a crazy one to end on, too. Because, I mean, I would say at the end of your run, you're usually gassed. But no, you're 16, so you're not gassed. But typically at the end of a run, when you're kind of out of steam, you do that bar spin 180. Oh, my goodness. Look at the speed right here.
Max Vu is in. Huge transfer from quarter pipe over the flat bank there.
It's crazy. The alley-oops that, and then he does like a knack-knack style. It almost looks like he's about to kick into a crazy tail whip, and he's like, nope, psych, bring it back around. Knack-knack. Tech combo there with the feeble grind up on the vert wall and a pocket air.
Love
nicely
that pocket air.
Done right there by Max Vu.
15-year-old throwing it down and staying on the whole time as we go into Ryder Lawson.
Ryder over the volcano and then alley-oop over that gap into that recessed extension there. Making use of the spine here. Pumping through those corners. Using that corner to slingshot into the volcano for the no-hander.
Back over.
So that was an opposite hip transfer right there for him.
How hard is it to come back the other way when there isn't as much transition?
You know, it all boils down to preference at that point and what you're going to do out of. Oh, and the flip transfer up onto the deck. I mean, that volcano's pretty evenly keeled for the direction, either direction. However, it's when you come back out of that, it's like, what are you going to do over that hip? In his case, he decided to go opposite that time.
Kevin Robinson Jr. in. ET transfer.
Yeah, you see, you know, just
I love that.
Give the cranks a rotation right there. You look like Elliot in the movie, just pedaling around. It's a stylish thing. He did the double ET crank dropping in on that last run.
I wonder if half this field has even seen ET.
They're like, what are you guys talking about? And there you go. So that's another solid outing right there for Kevin Robinson Jr., who's like, hey, don't talk about my knuckles, all right? I'm good. So I put down 2 solid runs. Don't bring up the finger, Jimmy.
It's all business for the next rider. Rolling in right there.
Oh, he went topside. Look out. He's kicking off. He went topside with the 1-foot can right there. Into that. He's just pedaling as fast as he can. Lock it up on the. Oh!
I mean, that's what you have to do when you got a bike that size, right?
He kind of stutter-stepped a little bit on that double peg grind and just slid right out of that. I was like, nope. Can't dirty up the dress shirt. Got to ride out of this thing. Yeah. And the fly out.
Liking the fly out.
He's looking around like, where's the video wall? I need replays.
Well, he can have a replay if he wants. I'll find a TV for him.
Back up to the. I'm surprised half of them haven't come over here to try to sneak in on our monitor to try to see some replays.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be doing. There's a downside tail whip, so similar motion. It's just a different way that you spin. You're kicking the frame down towards the flat bottom. Whereas traditionally when you're on the obstacle, when you do a tail whip, you're on the quarter pipe, the frame would spin up as you're going into the apex of the jump. So the downside, you're kind of kicking it down the other way, and it's just a different, it's kind of an awkward spin.
Picking up the pieces on that one, he is all good, Brandon. And as we go into Caden Stone.
So there's a double tail whip over the box jump with a bar spin to tabletop. How about a bar spin to tuck no-hander there? That was a great little combo line for Caden. Caden's another one. He's got a lot of tricks. I watched this guy put together some big lines yesterday.
Yeah, after talking to the judges, Nyquist and Rich King and also Mark, he said that this was the one to watch out for. This is the kid.
Yeah, I mean, his trick selection and just how he puts things together, and the combo moves. I mean, you saw on that three-in-one line that he threw together over there with the box jump into the vert wall and then back across the box. I mean, he's got the combo moves, and the judges like that stuff, especially Ryan Nyquist, because that guy made a lot of medals over some combo moves. Ryan's the kind of guy that would always like put 3-4 variations in one jump. So Ryan's taking notes, I guarantee you. Ryan's making note of that.
Yeah, one of the most decorated BMX athletes of all time, he would be.
Yeah, and you know, to strategy's point, like we've seen plenty of situations in the past where the pressure is on. You know, Ryan's like down the pack a little bit, and he's the last guy to go, and then he comes up and rises to the occasion and makes magic happen. So, I mean, to talk to these kids about pressure and whatnot, I mean, that's a great guy to do it right there.
There's the buzzer. Another flawless run.
You know, he's in cruise mode, and that's not a bad thing. Like, he's flowing, he's doing his thing, everything's just very casual. Nothing looks hurried, nothing looks panicked. He's doing his thing, and it's looking great.
So how important is that, and how important is it also to turn it on at the right times? Because obviously it is a jam format. They're looking overall at what these athletes are doing.
Well, part of that just boils down to style. I mean, you'll see these guys, the double peg grind. He's trying to 180 in and come into fakie, which is supremely hard. Extra degree of difficulty right there for Adler. Back to what I'm saying, though. I mean, you know, you'll see the similar tricks, but they all do it different. Everyone's got their own unique style to it. But, you know, again, when you come into that jam session, obviously you want to make a statement in your intro run, but you don't want to peak too soon. You also don't want to like blow yourself out to where you've gone through everything, because then at that point you can kind of get lost in a bowl like this.
Starting off with a new transfer there, Max Vu.
Cranking towards that layback bank wall, getting stylish with that downside one-footer. And there's the Smith grind. So we saw the feeble last go around, so now he's taking it Smith. So showcasing his versatility with the lip tricks over there on that vert wall. Oh. Little tire drag up on top of that Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games extension. I like that one. That gets scary because if you put a little too much mustard on that one.
I mean, there's 3.5 foot of vert on that thing.
Yeah, you don't want to be dragging a crank arm or your sprocket on that coping. You don't want to be going over the bars. That spells pain down there.
Ryder Lawrence back in. Carrying a lot of speed around this park.
Trying to sneak a look at the time clock over there to see where we're at the jam session there, but looking like we're getting close to 10 minutes here. I could be wrong on that.
No, we are 10, right on.
All right. And again, 30-second run clock here. There's the buzzer. So it's a fall will end the run early, or you've got 30 seconds once you hear that horn buzzing. So Kevin Robinson Jr. giving this one a restart. Gonna roll in with the ET double crank again off of that layback bank wall right in front of the CATF logo and bottoming out in that one. He didn't like that one. However,
still got 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Trying to push through.
I like that. He didn't quit. That's great that he kept going. He didn't like it. He shook it off, but he kept going. He didn't get out of the bowl. He's salvaging this. He's making the most of the time right here.
I mean, that's definitely one thing to do, is just keep on going with it for sure, because the judges are going to see that.
Yeah, it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, with jam session versus like 2 or 3 run format. I mean, you know, if something goes wrong that first time around, I mean, it can mess with your head. I mean, the pressure is on, especially if it's only a 2-run format. So I feel with this jam session that you really get the best riding overall.
That little transfer straight in. The little guy with the big moves.
So he did that 1-footer over the hip, but this time he throws an X up into the mix.
To be completely honest, Jimmy, I think I'm a little underdressed now that I'm watching him ride around his BMX.
I was joking around with him yesterday. I said, you know what, I'm going to have to go next door to Target. I'm going to have to go pick up a dress shirt and a tie.
Yeah.
And now I think about it, I probably should have done that. He would have been impressed. I know better now, Connor, next time.
Another flawless run by the 8-year-old.
So we're back up to the top of the order here with Brendan Powell as we're under 10 minutes left to go here in the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games BMX Park Edition here at the CATF in Vista, California.
carrying a lot of speed around that deep end.
So that's the truck driver I was talking about. A regular truck driver is a 360 with a bar spin. He sent that one around 3 times. 3 times. Think about that. You're going over that box jump and you're just send it and let it rip.
I'm still trying to comprehend how many bar spins that was.
Nowadays, same thing with tail whips. Sometimes I'm like, was that 3 or was that 4? Yeah. We're getting to that age. So the combo moves just keep coming. So that first one was a truck driver, so it's the 360 bar spin again, but he throws a late tail whip into the mix, and there's a triple whip on the layback bank wall. My goodness. Tabletop 360 right there. The can on the vert wall. I mean, had a little pedal slip right there and had to dab a foot, but other than that, I mean, there were some big tricks in that run. Definitely some degree of difficulty for sure. Again, combination moves. Wowzers.
What's he got going on here?
Well, this is Mr. Comfortable right here. We were talking about it earlier with his style. He's in cruise mode. He's doing his thing. But the thing is everything he's doing, he's making it look super, super good. Nothing's tentative, nothing's shaky. Look at that. Perfectly drifting that 360 over the volcano.
Yes, it is so smooth. Is it going to be enough to get on the podium?
From what we've seen so far, I don't know. I mean, a couple of these guys have put together, like, some of these tricks that we've seen in this jam session, you know, are like the kind you would see in the pro ranks. So he's done it again. That is another solid run there for Sean Curlis out of Tehachapi, California. Here comes Adler Cromer.
Holding a lot of speed on this.
Oh, and he gets I thought he was going to spin the bars, but he X-ups out of that. My goodness. It was so scary because he had to hit the eject button on a couple of those yesterday. And I mean, you're up on that wall, so you're up there pretty high, but you've also got to manhandle that bike off of that wall because you've got some distance to clear so you don't hang your wheel up on the lip.
Nearly coming over the bars on that.
The toothpick stall right there, stalling on the front peg. Oh, he just 540'd and landed backwards over the volcano.
I'm looking up at the judges and I can just see Nyquist with a smirk on his face like, what is this kid about to throw down?
I mean, come on.
Wow.
He's done the
540.
He's done the 180 bar twice. The first one was scary as all get out, and he made that happen. Now he's like, oh, you thought that was cool? Watch this. I'm going to 540 and land fakie this time around. My goodness.
Max Boo's back in.
Check out the speed right there, transferring into that Nitro Junior Games extension there. He was moving. He's got some good speed going this run.
And also linking all of the transfers together and still holding the speed.
Well, that's where that one transfer gets a little risky we were talking about earlier, where you're drifting kind of, for him, it's blindside coming off of that volcano into that spine there.
Yep.
And you get the last bit of the transition right there, and he bottomed out, so it kills off your speed. But again, going back to we were talking about earlier, you keep going. You know, don't pull out like, all right, I killed all my speed, I'm going to hop on the deck. You got to keep going.
That's what you got to do. Ryder Lawrence back in.
Haven't seen a lot of people use the spine here, so good on him for using that spine and putting that in. That should help out when it comes to the task of use, of course.
3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock out of this 20-minute jam that's going on right now.
I feel like that last 6.5 minutes is just blown by.
We are coming down to the money moves. This is where they've got to really impress the judges, right, Jimmy?
There you go. So, you want to end on a high note. Throwing the toboggan right there. You kind of turn the handlebars sideways with the seat grab there. Nicely done by Ryder Lawrence. But again, he's one of the few guys that's actually used that spine. So that should help definitely in that use of course department as we take another look at Kevin Robinson Jr. here. So there you go with some opposite carves right there. Again, utilizing all of the bull corners here in this course. And you watch how he just pumps through that thing and how, it's that slingshot motion right there. You get out of those corners and you try to use as much of the flat wall as you possibly can to try to get to the next obstacle you're trying to hit. But for him, it's also variety as well, Corbin, because that was a completely different line that we'd seen out of him earlier.
Yeah, he's really trying to switch it up. The little man is rolling back in again.
Oh, he's into the ET years now.
Everyone's doing ET.
Hey, why not?
I think he's just doing ET everywhere though, because he's got to collect speed somehow.
He is dressed to impress and trying to impress the judges out here at the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games, going opposite. That's an opposite car for him as he goes through the logo.
I mean, he has, just coming off there over the hip, he has a huge future ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, for how small he is, I mean, this is a big, big course. And he's not fazed by any of this. And his personality is awesome. He's just super confident about all this. I mean, the cameras don't bother him. I mean, they were doing interviews yesterday, getting some headshots with the guys, and you would think that would be a little intimidating to some of these guys, but nope.
You think the earlier that these kids get into it, the better they are at these contests?
I mean, that kind of seems to be the trend, and not just in BMX. I mean, that's action sports as a whole. I mean, we've seen it in skateboarding. It's definitely happening in snowboarding and free skiing and whatnot. You know, it's like you go to the next contest and everyone's just getting younger and younger, and the tricks just keep getting crazier and crazier.
Solid run here.
Oh, he tried to bar spin with that hand plant right there. And I'm going to have to steal a line from our live event announcer, Mike or Kranz, right there. That would kind of look like a scooter bri flip kind of thing that he did over there on the quarter pipe wall there.
We are down to the wire now. We have 1 minute remaining here out of the 20-minute format, jam format at the BMX Park. Oh my!
I have to see that again.
Talk about throwing it down for the last runs. This is what's happening right here at the California Skatepark Training Facility.
I believe that was a 270 windshield wiper. I was looking at the clock and I caught the tail end of that. Oh my goodness. Either way, that's definitely going to be one for the highlight reel.
That is a solid run.
These guys are dropping heaters here. I mean,
well, that's it. We've got 20 seconds on the clock. We're just running through this, and then we're going to end.
They're going to run through the run order so everybody gets the same amount of runs, but my goodness, you want to talk about ending on a high note.
Here he is,
Caden Stone.
Smooth as butter.
Caden Stone just lit it up as we bring back in Sean Curlis. Super stylish on that hip transfer there. Oh, the truck driver to late whip. That's nuts. I mean, it's a 360 with the bar spin. Once you catch the bars and you rotate it around, then you send the frame around a full rotation. I mean, that's a lot going on just in one jump right there. And anytime you're doing a late tail whip out of something like that, I mean, he just sends it around so fast. He was saving that one for last. Good on you there, Sean Curlis.
Adler Chroma.
Look at how fast he's going to that wall ride.
Wow.
So adding extra toppings into the mix, if you will. You saw the wall ride earlier, and he's done it twice now where he does the X up coming off of it.
What else could he add in this line to impress the judges?
I mean, he's cleaned up from what we saw. It's basically the run we saw the last time around, but he's cleaned it up a little bit. Things are a little tighter, a little faster. And that 540, oh my goodness.
Just coming off on that one.
I mean, that's 1.5 times around going to flat. I mean, you're traditionally going to do that on a vert wall, one of the quarter pipes. You're going to take off forward and land forward. But when you're doing that over a box jump.
And also land in some transition.
Yes.
Make it easier on yourself.
So you're doing this, but you're coming in backwards and you're going straight to flat on that one.
Max Fu, this is his last run here, the 15-year-old.
How fast he's going right here. Slingshot through. He's going to hit that layback bank wall right there. He's going to go for the wall ride as well. Big air transfer over the roller. Another transfer into that Nitro Junior Games extension over there.
Landing proper in that on that volcano there.
Yeah, the volcano to spine jump. And the last one kind of bottomed out a little bit, so he makes it clean here this go around. That's a big finish there for Max.
We have 3 riders left right now. The 12-year-old Ryder Lawrence is rolling in.
So the X up over the volcano, and look at where he picks up the speed. That was an opposite carb, so turning his opposite direction. These guys all have one direction that they favor when they turn, so an oppo car for him. And look at the style on the 360.
Nearly getting hung up with that back wheel there.
That one was going opposite over the hip for him as well. There you go with the backflip, taking it upside down. Nicely done there. So he too is making a statement here in this last run. A little 270 fly out right into the front of the cameraman right there. Ryder Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Out of Menifee, California.
Second last rider right now, Kevin Robinson Jr., 14 years young.
Look at that with the no-footed can-can, kicking out with some authority going over that volcano right there. Little tabletop going over that roller transfer. Cranking towards that layback bank wall right there, and he gets a transfer to that with tabletops. Look at the flow.
Yeah, he's definitely got a smooth style.
The one-handed tabletop for Kevin Jr. right there. So putting it down in that final run.
As we leave it to our last rider right now, the 8-year-old. He means business. How did he even get over that?
Tire tap up and over that thing. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm going to have to go ask him after this. It got a little scary there for a hot second.
I feel like this is where he wants to throw it down. He's made it this time as well.
There's the alley-oop again.
This could be the run that he's wanted the whole time.
Coming back the other way on that same hip as he goes steamrolling into the deep end corner over there.
And that is time for Connor.
He's not done. He's like, the buzzer sounded. I don't care. I'm going to keep going. You can't make me stop.
There's no one else after me. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
Wow. Jimmy, what do you think about that? That was a heated final here for the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games.
I mean, it was super exciting. Let's take a look back at some highlights from the jam session here and see how it all went down at the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games BMX Park Edition. So that was an epic 20-minute jam session right there. I'm still trying to process what we just witnessed right there, but now it is time to hand out some checks and let you know who is going to walk out of here on the podium in the BMX Park edition here of the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games. Taking home third place, he had style for miles. Let's hear it for Sean Curlis. Come on up, Sean. You get the novelty check, sir, and $500. It was a pleasure watching you do your thing out there, calm, cool, and collected the entire time. This next guy gave us quite a scare early on in the comp when he did a bar spin 180, was reaching for the grip all over the place. Let's hear it for Adler Kromer. There you go. $750 right there. And, dude, that was scary. That was so awesome. And then you came back and sent it, and it was perfect. And that means your winner out here for BMX Park at the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games is none other than Caden Stone. $1,000 right there. And you and a guest are going to get to go to a Nitro World Games comp in 2020. So there you have it. Sean Curlis, Adler Cromer, and Caden Stone, your podium out here at the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games BMX Park Edition.
Thank you guys for watching the Hot Wheels Nitro Junior Games. For more action, click here. Maybe here. Definitely there. Or over there.